Water is one of the most crucial elements for life, yet when it goes rogue, the results can be catastrophic. From dam failures to flash floods, uncontrolled water can wreak havoc, leading to devastating consequences. In this video, we dive into several gripping instances where water spiraled out of control, causing significant damage and loss. The Edenville Dam in Michigan, USA became a hotbed of controversy in May 2020. Built in the 1920s, this dam had faced numerous warnings and safety assessments over the years. As heavy rainfall accumulated, the dam's structural integrity crumbled under the pressure. On May 19, 2020, the Edenville Dam collapsed, quickly followed by the adjacent Sanford Dam. This catastrophe resulted from decades of neglect and erosion. The Edenville Dam, initially designed to manage floodwaters and provide water supply, had suffered from severe erosion and weakening of its foundation. Despite flood warnings from the National Weather Service, the impending disaster's scale was gravely underestimated. When the dam burst, it unleashed a torrent of water downstream, inundating homes, businesses, and infrastructure in Saginaw and Midland counties. The floodwaters caused extensive damage, displacing thousands of residents and leading to enormous economic losses. Emergency response teams worked tirelessly to assist affected communities and mitigate the damage, showcasing both the resilience and vulnerability of the human spirit in the face of nature's fury. In January 2019, Brazil's Brumadinho Dam collapsed in a catastrophic event that shook the nation. Built in the 1970s for hydroelectric power and water control, the dam's failure resulted in a massive flood that swept through the surrounding areas. Poor construction, inadequate design, and neglected maintenance contributed to its disaster, despite years of warning signs and increasing seepage and structural weakness. When the dam failed, it released a wall of water that devastated the nearby town of Brumadinho. The floodwaters caused widespread destruction to homes, roads, and critical infrastructure. Additionally, the collapse led to a significant loss of life and environmental destruction. The aftermath spurred a thorough investigation and calls for stricter dam safety regulations in Brazil, emphasizing the dire consequences of neglecting infrastructure. This tragedy serves as a stark reminder of the importance of proactive maintenance and the dire repercussions of ignoring the early warning signs of potential structural failures. The Auburn Dam in California, USA is a tale of ambition marred by controversy. Proposed in the 1960s for flood control, water supply, and hydroelectric power, the project encountered numerous setbacks that ultimately prevented its completion. Technical difficulties, environmental concerns, and financial woes plagued its progress from the start. During construction, geological surveys revealed seismic activity risks at the site, raising serious safety concerns. Environmentalists also objected to the potential impact on local wildlife and habitats. In the 1980s, a major flood event in the region further complicated the situation, leading to the suspension of construction and a reevaluation of the project's feasibility. The combination of technical, environmental, and financial obstacles led to the project's abandonment. Today, the incomplete structure remains a prominent feature in the region, a testament to the complexities and challenges of large-scale infrastructure projects. The decision to halt construction prevented what could have been a costly and potentially hazardous disaster, highlighting the importance of thorough planning and risk assessment in such endeavors. In July 2018, the Nam Khao Dam in Laos experienced a tragic failure after heavy rains overwhelmed its capacity. Built to support agricultural irrigation and hydroelectric power generation, the dam's collapse had far-reaching impacts on the local population and environment. The disaster was attributed to poor construction practices, inadequate maintenance, and the effects of extreme weather. The dam had been constructed in a region known for heavy monsoon rains, significantly increasing the risk of failure. Despite warnings and concerns about the dam's structural integrity, necessary measures to address the vulnerabilities were not implemented. When the dam failed, it released a massive volume of water that flooded the surrounding areas, displacing thousands of residents and causing extensive damage to homes and infrastructure. The disaster also had significant environmental consequences, including the destruction of ecosystems and contamination of water sources. The Nam Kaho Dam disaster highlighted the importance of ensuring that infrastructure projects are designed and maintained with adequate safety measures to withstand extreme weather conditions, underscoring the critical need for robust planning and preventative action in regions prone to severe weather events. In August of 2022, Pakistan's Radoba Dam faced a critical failure due to a combination of intense monsoon rains and structural weakness. Built to provide irrigation and flood control, the dam had been experiencing increasing seepage and erosion over the years. However, necessary repairs and upgrades were not carried out, leading to a severe incident and devastating consequences. When the heavy rains hit, the dam's weakened structure was unable to withstand the pressure, resulting in a breach. The breach caused a massive flood that affected thousands of people in the surrounding areas. The floodwaters caused extensive damage to homes, agricultural land, and infrastructure. The incident also had significant environmental impacts, including soil erosion and contamination of water sources. The dam disaster underscored the need for regular maintenance and timely repairs to prevent such calamities, highlighting the importance of proactive management and investment in critical infrastructure. In August 2021, the town of Bozur in Turkey experienced a devastating flash flood that resulted in significant damage and loss of life. Flash floods are known for their sudden onset and rapid flow of water, often triggered by heavy rainfall or the sudden release of water from a dam or river. The Bozur flash flood was a stark reminder of the power and unpredictability of nature. The flash flood was caused by a combination of intense rainfall and poor drainage infrastructure. The region had experienced heavy rains in the days leading up to the flood, which saturated the ground and increased the risk of flash flooding. Additionally, inadequate drainage systems exacerbated the situation, preventing the efficient removal of excess water. When the flash flood hit, it overwhelmed the town's infrastructure, causing significant damage to homes, roads, and public facilities. The rapid and intense nature of the floodwaters made rescue and recovery efforts challenging. The Bozur flash flood highlighted the need for improved flood management and infrastructure planning to mitigate the impacts of such events, emphasizing the importance of preparedness and resilience in the face of natural disasters. In November 2022, Ethiopia's Chamo Dam failure resulted in a tragic event with significant flooding and damage. Built to support agricultural activities and provide water resources, the dam's collapse was attributed to poor construction practices, inadequate maintenance, and the effects of heavy rainfall. The dam had been experiencing structural issues for some time, but necessary repairs and upgrades were not undertaken. With the heavy rains arriving, the dam's weakened structure could not withstand the pressure, leading to a breach. The breach released a massive volume of water that flooded the surrounding areas, displacing thousands of residents and causing extensive damage to homes, agricultural land, and infrastructure. The disaster also had significant environmental impacts, including soil erosion and contamination of water sources. The Chamo disaster underscores the importance of ensuring that infrastructure projects are built and maintained to withstand extreme weather conditions, highlighting the need for robust and proactive management of critical infrastructure. In August 2021, Moab, Utah experienced a severe flash flood that caused significant damage and disruption to the community. The Moab flood was characterized by its rapid onset and intense flow of water, which overwhelmed the town's infrastructure and led to widespread flooding. The flood was triggered by a combination of factors, including heavy rainfall and the local topography. The region had experienced intense rainstorms that saturated the ground and increased the risk of flooding. Additionally, the town's drainage systems were unable to handle the volume of water, exacerbating the impact of the flood. Floodwaters surged through the streets and neighborhoods of Moab, causing significant damage to homes, businesses, and infrastructure. The swift and forceful nature of the flood made rescue and recovery efforts particularly challenging. Many residents were forced to evacuate their homes, and the town faced substantial disruptions as roads and utilities were impacted. The Moab flood highlighted the need for improved flood management and infrastructure planning in regions prone to extreme weather events. Efforts to mitigate the impact of future floods, including enhanced drainage systems and community preparedness initiatives, became a focal point for local authorities and residents. In July 2021, Frankfurt, Germany faced a severe flood that had widespread repercussions across the city and its surrounding areas. Part of a larger weather pattern affecting much of Western Europe, Frankfurt was among the hardest hit by the intense rainfall and river overflow. The region had experienced a period of heavy and sustained rainfall, which caused rivers and streams to exceed their normal levels. The combination of saturated ground and high water levels led to significant flooding throughout the city. Streets, homes, and businesses were inundated, leading to substantial property damage and economic loss. Infrastructure such as roads, bridges, and public utilities were also severely affected. The flood disrupted daily life for many residents and necessitated extensive emergency response and recovery efforts. In the aftermath of the Frankfurt flood, there was a renewed focus on improving flood defenses and emergency preparedness. The disaster underscored the importance of comprehensive flood management strategies, including infrastructure upgrades and community resilience initiatives, to better protect against future events. Water, while essential for life, can also unleash unprecedented destruction when out of control. These events we've explored, from dam failures and flash floods to river overflow disasters, demonstrate the diverse ways uncontrolled water can lead to catastrophic outcomes. Each incident serves as a stark reminder of the importance of robust infrastructure, timely maintenance, and proactive management. By learning from these events and taking proactive measures, we can better protect communities and reduce the likelihood of similar disasters in the future. Water must be managed with care and respect to ensure it remains a source of life rather than a harbinger of destruction. With the right strategies and foresight, we can mitigate the impact of these natural forces and build a safer, more resilient future.